Hey, it's LSF here today, and today we're going to be talking about two recalls and engine thing issue, I would say, regarding the Lexus NX250. Alright, so let's start with the recalls first, and then the last item will be the NX250. And if you're only interested in the NX, you can skip to the NX250 part, okay? So first thing is 2023 and 2024 Toyota Prius. So this was in the news yesterday, and I decided to wait a little to see if more information that comes out from NHTSA, but at this point NHTSA has not released anything regarding the Toyota Prius recall. So in the Toyota USA press release, they actually say the total amount of vehicles worldwide. So 211,000 vehicles are being recalled, and 55,000 are actually coming from the US. So the US has approximately 25% of the volume of Prius sold worldwide, if you look at that, right? So this is 2023 to 2024. So since the new redesign came out, that's what they're recalling. So when we look at it, it says water can enter and short-circuit the electric rear door handles in the involved vehicles. And the doors are not locked. They could open while the vehicle is moving or in a crash, increasing the risk of injury to the occupants. So a lot of people say, really, when things work, why redesign it? Why change to an electric door handle, right? So we've seen electric door handles on the NX, and people have saying that we're getting frozen door handles. I'm still waiting to see if Lexus will actually recall that and get a newer version, or what are they going to do? There's a remedy, but I don't know if that's going to be a recall, or if you have an issue, there's a remedy to fix it. So you can see here, this one is definitely an issue. And the funny thing is, when you look at what they say that if the doors are not locked, they could open while the vehicle is moving. So I think I've recalled seeing some NX owners saying that their door would open while driving as well, and that there has been complaints about that, and I don't know if they're related. So I don't know if there's going to be some other things that will spin off this and get more recalls coming in for the NX, RX, and TX that actually use the new door handles. We will have to see that. All right, so for vehicles involved, Toyota dealers will replace both the right and left rear door open switches with improved ones free of charge. Okay, so what they're saying is, until the remedy is available to help prevent the door from opening if a short circuit happens, customers in US and Canada will be asked to ensure that the feature that automatically locks the door when shifting to park is activated. All right, so if they're saying that if the door is locked, it will be fine. So it's only when your door is not automatically locked, and that's when it may open. Good information to know, okay? So customers will be notified about the issue around early June, okay? So that's all they have in the US press release. I will go to the Canada one just to see what else there is. So in the Canada one, they're saying about 6,707 vehicles are recalled. You can see how small the market is, 55,000 versus 6,700. I think what we see here is exactly the same. Yep, mid-June, and that's all there is. So not much information about it. So if we go back here, in US it's early June, in Canada it's mid-June. Let's go to the Japan. So Japan, this says again, thank you to Google Translate. You can see that the Prius is being recalled, and in there we actually get this notification. And again, this is translated, so there could be some discrepancies. And there is, okay? So April 17th, 2020. So how Japan actually has talk about the years, they talk about the emperor year, and that's where these numbers get a little bit off. So like 2020 and 26, that's not true, right? When we look at the translations, it's actually 2023 and 2024. Okay, so for some reason, the translations are not right. So we apologize, and they just talk about the information, and then you say, okay, the problem status. So this gives you the waterproof performance of the open switch on the rear seat handle is insufficient. So if a large amount of water is splashed on during like a car wash, it may get inside the switch. Therefore, if you continue to use the switch in this condition, the circuit inside the switch may short circuit and activate, and in the worst case scenario, the rear seat door may open while driving. Okay, so then they say the open switch on the rear door of all vehicles will be replaced with countermeasures. Until the countermeasures are ready, we will temporarily remove the fuse and stop the operation of the open switch, limiting door opening to manual operation. So you can see how things are done differently. In US and Canada, they're saying that they recommend you to turn on the automatic lock, and I recommend that as well because you don't know when you stop at the red light if someone's going to just open your door, right? If it automatically locks, great. So but in Japan, what they're telling them to do is to remove the fuse so that it will actually need manual operation to open the door. Interesting thoughts here. Very different approach of how things are done. So let's talk about the timings and what vehicles are impacted. We will have to ignore the time frames because these are not the right time frames. But if you look at these are the number of vehicles. I didn't say the amount, but if you total them up, it looks like about 120 something thousand or 30,000. Okay, so they do look them at chassis numbers, which is similar to our VIN numbers. And then that's all there is. Okay, so I did see here they have a operational video and there's an explanation diagram. So let's go to the diagram, and the diagram is here. It's all in Japanese. So you can see here they're saying I think this is where the fuse is, and this is where the door handle, and we can't understand that. So thank you to Google Translate again. So open switch, manual operation button is here, the rear seat door handle, and then location of non-compliance with standards. Okay, fuse removal location, so the fuse is actually under the hood. And then it explains, I think, the same thing here. And they're saying that the open switches on the rear handles of all vehicles will be replaced with countermeasures. Until the countermeasure is ready, okay, this is telling you to remove the fuse. And they're saying that, how do you identify that it's been fixed? So they're saying that for improved vehicles, yellow paint will be applied to the left side of the chassis number stamping position, wherever that is. All right. So that's what the explanation of what the issue is. Follow me on Instagram at LSFT videos. You can see updates on my experience with the NX450H Plus, which may not be shown on any future videos. You can reach out to me via direct messaging if you have any questions on your Lexus. If you like this video, you can provide me feedback in the comments below, like this video, share it with your friends. This definitely will help with the YouTube algorithms. Press the subscribe button and bell icon and get notified when new videos show up. And lastly, if you want to support me further, you can provide me a super thanks, or visit my Amazon storefront before you purchase anything from Amazon, or you can purchase products from the list on the items that I've been using with my vehicle or at home at no extra cost to you. And now let's continue with the video. Alright, so now we're moving over to the LS500 and LS500H. Okay, so Toyota is conducting a non-compliant safety recall involving certain LS500 and LS500H vehicles in North America and Asia. So approximately 1,000 vehicles are involved in this recall. So they're saying that the occupant's classification system, the OCS sensor in the front passenger seat, may not operate as designed and can affect airbag deployment. This can result in a non-compliance and safety requirement in some regions or countries and can increase the risk of injury in the front passenger seat in case if there's a crash. Okay, so I think we've seen OCS issues. I'm not sure this is the same. So for the involved vehicles, Lexus dealers will inspect the front passenger seat, and if necessary, adjust the stopper and the seat frame assembly near the sensor and recalibrate the system. So it looks like it's not replacing the sensor, but it just looks like it's an installation issue more than an issue with the part. So that just seems different from the other occupant sensor issues that we've seen before. Okay, so they're saying that they'll get notified early June in the US. So Canada, they're conducting 1005, okay, 1000 versus 105. So they're saying same thing. They're just saying that they'll recalibrate the system, and this one is mid-June. So this time, I think one is early June and one is mid-June. So again, similar thing to the Prius. All right, so this is the LS500. This is actually a rare recall because they rarely recall the LS, but this seems to be one of them that they have to do. All right, then I went to the Transport Canada website just to see if there's anything else. So this says here, on certain vehicles, the occupant sensor may not work properly due to interference between seat components. So this gives you a little bit more information about this. So they're saying that there could be interference. As a result, the airbag can turn off the passenger front airbag when the passenger is seated in the front passenger seat. Note, this recall only affects certain vehicles equipped with the executive package. All right, so now this gives us a little bit more information. So this is only with the executive package. An airbag system that may not deploy properly could increase the risk, and they're just saying that they're going to recalibrate this. All right, so I'm wondering, is it because of the massage seats? The massage is probably interfering with it, and that's why it's only the executive package. And unfortunately, this is 2018 to 2021, so probably they have fixed this in 2022 and onwards, so not that easy to figure out, but I think that is one related issue, and that is probably the massage chair is probably what is interfering with the sensor, and that's why they need to recalibrate it and move it to a bit different place so that it would sense the occupant. All right, so now let's move over to the NX250. All right, so this is issued in February 2024, and this one's related to 2021 to 2024 ES250 and 2022 to 2024 NX250. Again, this is not a recall, okay? This is really just more of a technical bulletin that is given out and actually tells dealerships and people if this issue occurs, how to resolve it. And my purpose of this is just to educate you so that if you do see this behavior, you know in your back of your mind that, oh, you watched a video from LSFT. They talked about this. So now you actually can reference it back, and then really when you talk to the service advisors and all that, you seem to be more educated on it. So you know what they're talking about. And then at that point, it gets things a little bit easier. All right, so you can see here 2021 to 2024 ES250s and 2022 to 24 NX250s. So they're saying that some of these vehicles that they're talking about may get a malfunction indicator light. So engine light comes on for more than one of these trouble codes. Okay, and they're saying that upon cold soak startup with engine coolant temperatures between 14 to 41 Fahrenheit. So if you live in the warmer states, this doesn't matter. But if you're living in like Chicago or something in the northern states, you probably may get a chance to see this. So these are all the probable codes. They're saying that there could be misfires. They're mostly misfires. It's just random cylinder misfires, or particular ones are misfired. So then they're saying that the following repair procedure in this bulletin address these conditions. So what are they doing? So there's a replacement valve on it, and it's on the exhaust side. And they're saying that it'll take 3.4 to or 3.1 hours to repair. All right. And they're saying that this repair is covered under the powertrain warranty, which is 72 months or 70,000 miles, whichever comes first. And when you look at the parts, there's 8 valves that they have to replace. And it looks like there's a newer valve. So this part number is now changed to this one. So there's a new improved valve. And there's some O-rings and gaskets that need to be replaced. Procedure, so they're saying that if you see this misfire issue, You go to step 2, refer to freeze frame data. So I say that is the engine coolant around this temperature if it is. So they're saying that the compression within the spec. So they're saying that you need to make sure that is. And then they will actually look at the spark plug, ignition coils, and making sure those work properly. And then they look at the port injections to make sure those are all good. Inspect the fuel system. Repair, okay. Install new exhaust hydraulic lash adjusters, okay. Reinstall the camshaft. This seems to be a big change, so I'm hoping that nobody actually needs to do that, because it looks like they actually have to open up the engine in some shape or form. All right, so you can see here, this is the 1375 is actually the part. So this is the part that they need to replace. So, and there's 4 of them that they need to replace because this is a 4-cylinder. All right, so this is really part of the camshaft. And if we come down here, you can actually see here that it's about $30, $40 worth of parts. It just depends on which model of the vehicle engine that you have. And that's what is being replaced here. This is the previous number, this is the new number, but when I search for this new number, it seems like there's a newer part that has come out. So I'm not too sure which part it really is, because if I start searching for this one as well, so if I go here and search for this one, this is parts.lexus.com, and you can see here that's the camshaft follower, and that's $38, and it seems to be used in multiple vehicles as well, even the TX series. So definitely it depends on just which version of the vehicle. So you can see what engine are actually being used. So I think this is the engine that's being used. And then if we look at this 1375, so this is the one. So these are the ones. So it's about $38 parts to $40 parts. So not expensive, but a lot of labor. And again, that's really going into the camshaft, and not sure if I'm hoping that nobody needs to get it done, because if we need to get it done, there could be some impact. I hope that you found that this video was informative, and until next video, drive safely. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please comment, like, share this video, and if you want to see more videos like this, you can subscribe to my channel and press that bell icon to get notified when new videos are posted. And if you'd like to support this channel, you can provide me a super thanks. And until next time, cheers.